Have you ever been reading the Bible and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I don't know if I've seen that story before, and God just like hits you with something right between the eyes? This happened to me in Genesis chapter 12 as I was reading the story found in verses 11 through 20. And this is why it's so important to read the Bible systematically. Like, don't just listen to devotionals. I mean, I hope you listen to this, but don't just listen to devotionals. Don't just read devotionals. No, read the Bible for yourself systematically, because there's just truth in here that God wants to use to speak very timely to you. This is something that God just really affected me with. It's kind of an odd story, but stick with it. It's got a profound truth in it. Verse 11 says, this is a story about Abraham. Now, it's before he became Abraham, so it's when he was called Abram. And it's about him and his wife, Sarah. And again, her name in this is Sarai. So don't get confused if I'm using the word Abram, Abraham, same person, Sarai, same person. I might get confused and use the wrong name, but at this point in the story, their names hadn't changed yet, but it's referring to the same person. So let me go ahead and read God's word. When he was about to enter Egypt, he said to Sarai, his wife, I know that you're a beautiful woman in appearance, and then when Egyptians see you, they'll say, this is his wife. Then they will kill me, but they'll let you live. Say you are my sister, that it may go well with me because of you, and that my life may be spared for your sake. When Abram entered Egypt, the Egyptians saw the woman was very beautiful. And when the princes of Pharaoh saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh. And the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And for her sake he dealt well with Abram. And he had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male servants, female donkeys, and camels. But the Lord afflicted Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. So Pharaoh called Abram and said, what is this thing you've done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say she's my sister, so that I took her for my wife? Now then, here's your wife. Take her and go. And Pharaoh gave men orders concerning him, and they sent him away with his wife and all that he had. This story takes place right on the heels of Abram getting his call from God. God had found him in the country of Ur and said, Abram, I want to use you to become a mighty nation. Go forth into this land that I'm going to lead you to. And Abram has this tremendous experience of faith, and so he follows God. He leaves behind all that he knows, follows God into the unknown. But on his first leg of the journey, he comes into the land of Egypt, and Abram is afraid. And because he's afraid, he makes a terrible choice. How often can our fear lead us to making bad choices? And his fear came because he was aware of the wrong thing. Abram goes into the land of Egypt, and he's aware of the Egyptians. Like, that's what's on his mind. He's like, oh my gosh, there's all these people, and what are they going to do? They might want to take my wife, and if they do, that means they want to kill me, and oh my goodness, he's scared of people. He's aware of people. And because of that fear, because of that over-awareness in an unhealthy way, he ends up sinning tremendously in his life. Right? He allows his wife to be taken. You know, what a terrible thing is that? He was aware of the wrong thing. He should have been aware, not of the people in front of him. He should have been aware of the God who was with him. I mean, God had made this promise, hey, I'm going to take you. And at the first moment, Abram doubts that promise. Like, he's more aware of people than he is of God. The people around him are big, and his view of God is small. And when you get that wrong, when people are big and God is small, that's when fear enters in, and that's when sin is not far behind. Right? People are big, God is small, and because of that, Abraham is filled with faithlessness. Like, he lacks faith in God, and so he compromises and enters into sin by allowing his wife to be taken. This is a story of Abram having complete failure. I mean, total failure. He messes up big time. He is faithless. But did you notice, even though he's faithless, what's God do in this story? Does God say, all right, that's it, Abram. I'm done with you. I'm moving on from you. I'm going to go find someone else who's going to listen to me better? No, that's not how God responds. Even though Abram is faithless, God is faithful. Right? Sarai goes into that house, and God still deals well with Abram. And not only does he do well with Abram, he then leads to the protection of Sarai. Right? Abram doesn't protect his wife, But God protects his wife. God brings plagues upon Pharaoh's house. And Pharaoh realizes, like, oh my gosh, I did something wrong. And so he gives the wife back to Abram, right? So Abram is dealt well with, and he's protected from his own error. Like, God is faithful to him, even though he is faithless. And so I think there's two really important things that we can take away from this. The first is, your worst moments don't change God's heart. God is faithful even when we are faithless. Our worst, most faithless moments, these moments we can have, like Abram, when people are big and God's small and we act in fear, our worst moments don't change God's heart. If God has chosen to love us, then that is not a choice that God changes. And so even when we are faithless, God is still faithful because he's made a decision to love us. And so God is still going to be good to us even in our worst moments, because our worst moments don't change God's heart. Second, our worst moments can't stop God's plan. Not only do our worst moments not change God's heart, but because they don't change God's heart, because he still loves us, because he's still for us, therefore God's plan is still going to happen. Our worst moments can't stop God's plan. We can't derail what God has determined to do. God knows our failures even before we do. Like, he's not taken surprise by what Abram did here. Abram probably was taken by surprise. He probably thought, man, I thought I was in a better place with God. I thought I was going to be more strong. And yet the first time of fear, he just totally sells out. Like, Abram's probably surprised, but God's not surprised. God knew Abram was going to do this. God knew this was going to happen. And this did not stop God's plan. No, God, when he made his promise to Abram to make him into a mighty nation, God knew that he was going to continue to have that plan go forward no matter what Abram was going to do. And so Abram is faithless, but his faithlessness does not stop God from being faithful to the plan that he had determined to do. Our detours that we take in our sin don't stop the plan that God's determined to do from going forward. And so you can't make God stop loving you, and you can't get in the way of what God has purposed to do. And this shouldn't just make us want to be reckless. Okay, I'm going to do whatever I want then. No, this is a calling to be bold. Like Abram, if he knew that God was always going to be faithful, he should never have feared the Egyptians. If he knew God's faithfulness, if God's for you and his love doesn't change for you and his plan won't stop because of you, that should mean no matter what happens to us, no matter what's in front of us, no matter how fearful things might be, we can be bold and step forward and continue to walk in the purposes of God. Continue to be faithful to what God has called us to do because we know God's going to be faithful to us. Like, faithfulness begets faithfulness. If we're assured of God's faithfulness to us, that should make us want to be faithful to God. And so my encouragement to you, friend, is no matter what's fearful in your life, no matter what looks really big, let God be bigger. Let his love for you be bigger. Let his unstoppable plan be bigger. Have a bigger view of God. And when you do, the people and the problems around you, they'll get smaller. Your view of God gets bigger, and you'll be able to walk in obedience to him.